Hello from Arizona. My name is Calvin and welcome you to Tough Trails. In this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to put us together an engine and replace the engine that we took out of here, okay? We're going to take the bottom short block out of one car and the top end out of this one. We're going to put them together and we're going to put it back in this vehicle right here, okay? So stay tuned. Let's get her going. In this episode, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to build this, okay? So let's get started. All right, cool. Let's go. All right, guys, so let me update you here just a little bit. Okay, so this is our project. We're going to do a scout model out of this 92 Suzuki SIDEKICK. Brake. And as you can see, we're working on the interior, playing around with that still. I'm waiting on parts, so I can't do nothing. So what we have done, I can catch up a little bit, is here's our donor vehicle right there. As you can see, it's in pretty bad shape. And this is where we got our engine at. We pulled our engine out of this one. You can see it's just parts vehicle. It's a titled parts vehicle actually. So, but the body's real bad. So you can see through there, you can see the holes and it's rusted out. So this is not an Arizona car. So, oh look, a tool, new tool. All right. So pull that engine out. Here's the one we took out of the 92, the blue one. Took this out. This one's got a bad knock in the bottom end. Okay, this is supposedly a good bottom end out of the donor car right there, and that's this one right here. So we're going to take the head and intake and exhaust off of that one, and we're going to put it on this one, and then we're going to put this into here. But sadly, I know it's getting confusing. Try to keep up. Out of two engines, I couldn't come up with two good motor mounts. So I had to order the motor mounts. The problem with the motor mounts is they're not going to be here for another 9 damn days. Okay, so because I can't get that done, and I'm waiting on parts for the inside, I really don't have anything to update you with. And this is the engine that came out. So this one is, I'm going to have to rebuild this one. This is what's going to happen with this one because I got a major knock in the bottom end, and I will bet you, based on that knock, that this has got a cracked crank journal, probably the second one. That seems to be very common. So anyway, I'm going to strip off some of my parts here, take my head off and all that, and put it on that one, and see if we can't get that grill right there going. Okay? All right, cool. All right, so I'm getting way ahead here, and I figure I should stop and get you a little footage here. But basically, this is the bad engine, okay? Good top end, bad bottom end. This one, and we're going to remove the head on it. Okay, this was a good top end on it, so we're going to take the head off of this one right here, and we're going to take this head, and we're going to put it on this one right here. Okay? I don't know why it does that when I touch it. We're going to put it on this one right here. Okay? So we got the front right there that we're still playing with. Okay? All right, so this is the bad engine. This is the one that we pulled out of the 92 Scout project because it had a bad knock in the bottom end of it. And, you know, under different circumstances, I probably would have just tore into this thing and did a complete and full rebuild on it. But I'm about to make it and turn it into a different direction here pretty soon. So what I'm doing on this one right here is I'm just putting together a good engine, and I'm trying to save as much on the expense and costs as we can without making a mistake. Okay, a lot of machine work and stuff is expensive now. These engines are good for 200,000. I've got one in the back with 207,000. It's one of my favorite ones. So I'm not afraid of it, but what I am afraid of is that second journal on the block cracking, and I'm really pretty sure that that's what I'm getting out of this one, is that knocking sound, is I've got a cracked journal on there. So I'm not going to take a chance with it. So right there, I've got a good one. That's a good engine right there, a good bottom end, or at least from a reliable source, that's a good engine. So we're going to take that engine right there, and that's going to be our engine, and that's what we're going to put in that bad boy right there. Okay? All right. So you're caught up. All right. So just took the valve cover off. This engine is supposed to have almost 180,000 miles on it, but I think someone's been in here. So I have burring here on this screw right here. This one's got burring on it. So I don't know. I don't know the history of this one. You know, supposedly a runner. I think we paid, oh my God, I don't know. You know, it's about 8 years ago. I think we paid like $1,300 or something for this one. So, but this actually looks pretty good. So I'm very happy with that. So anyway, we're about to pull this head off right now. I just want to give you a look at that. I was really surprised how clean it is in here. So, okay. All right, cool. All right, so I pulled this off already. Pull that out. I don't understand this exactly, but we'll figure it out. Timing belt comes off. I really didn't want to pull that gear off there, but my keeper is gone. Yeah, where the hell did my keeper go? There it is. Keeper fell out. So, okay. All right. I'm going to save that. All right. Wow, that's not very tight. What's going on there? There you go. Okay. How's that look underneath there?
Dirty.
Is it?
Not really.
All right. This is what I was talking about. See how that valve was open?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's the intake valve. The big ones are the intake. These are the exhaust. Okay. And then this gasket is still on there pretty good. And see, someone's been in here. See, this looks like a Phil Pro gasket. I'm pretty sure that this is a Suzuki engine. So I doubt if they were using Phil Pro gaskets. But anyway, we'll get this cleaned up and get it on that one. Okay? All right, cool. That's it. All right, so you can see here, we got this, this head is cleaned up pretty good, and that should go to the block pretty well. Okay? No nicks, no scratches, nothing like that. Okay? The valves don't look that bad, but I backed them all off now, but this thing was running really good, so I'm going to go with it. Now, the right way to do this is to do a valve job on it, okay? And basically, you're just going to lap your valves. You're going to take the valves out. You're going to put a drill on the other side. You're going to put the end of the valve into the chuck of the drill. And then what you do on the lip of the valve is you put a little, grinding compound like a tough or coarse, and then a fine grinding compound. And you just put the pressure with your finger on the bottom of it, and you got that drill up on top, and you're spinning it, and that's it. And that's what's lapping the valves are. But I'm not going to do that on this one because I'm kind of in a rush. So, and I had, like I said, I had no problems with it. So I'm not going to do it. Okay. All right. And then here's the block. Okay. So the surface has all been cleaned up. So the mating surface is going to be fine. Here's the gasket. You throw that gasket on, throw the head on, bolt her down. I got brand new head bolts as well. Though the head bolts I took off looked really, really good. Even the threads are clean. So, I don't know. I just think someone's been in this engine before. That's all. Okay? All right, cool. Okay, so this is my assistant, Steph, and what she's doing is she's setting the head bolts. Basically, she's putting all the head bolts in place, and then she's taking this little impact right here and just taking them down to their threads, just snugging them up. There's no tightening or nothing here, just putting everything in place, and to get those down to the bottom, and then we'll follow up and start torquing them shortly after this. But as you see, she's just snugging them down right there. Okay, and now we're going to go into the torque sequence, and Steph is going to torque. This is the first time she's ever used a torque wrench, so this is kind of a training thing for her. So there we go. And so she's at 50 pounds. She's torquing these things to 50 pounds. So she's struggling with this torque wrench a little bit. So there we go. Look at that. And I've got it sped up a little bit because it was taking too much time. There we go. Look at that. There you go. Here we go. Torquing the head. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, heads are all torqued on this right here. What we did is we started at 30, and we moved up to 40, and then we finished it off at 50. And we started here in the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 right there. And that's how we did it. That's how we torqued the head on this thing. Okay? All right, engine's coming along, guys. Hang in there. Here's your update. All right, so due to some technical issues, I'm having to dub this part here, but basically we put the timing belt on, and what I'm showing you here is we're lining up our timing marks that you can see right there up to the top. There's a little dent right there that matches up, and then we'll move down to the bottom, and you can see where the keyway goes. Right there is pointing at, and then you can see the timing mark right there, so that's an alignment. We have our tensioner on. That's all done, so the belt's on. That's good. And then we're talking about how we rotated it 2 full turns to make sure the belt still lines up and all the timing marks line up. And what we had done here, you see that red mark, we set our mark right there where the number 4 spark plug was. And we did our 2 revolutions, and it came right back. So we feel confident and good that we are set and our timing is good. And now we're going to put our cover back on. Okay? All right, there you go. So the timing belt is all on, the cover's back on, we put the pulley back on. Definitely mark those timing marks, though. Those are really hard to see, that little tiny notch that it has in there. So that's there, everything's lined up. Do now is I'm going to put the exhaust manifold on, and then probably the intake manifold on after that. Get my valve cover going. I need to adjust a couple of the valves that I unadjusted, and then I'm about ready to drop this thing back in. Okay, it's just about time. The waiting on parts has just really put me behind so bad. I'm having to upload shorts from 2 years ago, so just to keep some activity on the channel. So we'll get this engine up in there and we'll get back on the program. All right, anyway, we're going to continue on. All right, guys, so there it is. The engine's all back together. There's a couple little tweaks I still got to do to it. There's a valve I want to take a look at and do some readjustment on. But after waiting for all the parts and all the delays and stuff, we finally got it, and we got it rebuilt, and we're getting ready to throw her back in. But I'm due a video, so I think I got enough to make a video on how we rebuilt the engine. And then the next one, we're going to stick the engine in and get it running in the next one. Okay, and then we're very close to wrapping this project up. I got some surprises still coming on this. If I can pull it off, we'll see. But we're really a lot closer than it looks. So we're going to wrap this up, and we're going to put a video together tonight and see if we can't get it posted for you guys so you can be updated. And then the next one, we're going to stick this engine in and get her fired up, make sure everything's tuned and running correctly. And then we're going to do some other things. Okay? All right, guys. So there you go. If you want to take a look at it, this is that flat nickel, metal flake nickel that I did that matches some of the hardware that we did in here. We did some little highlights of nickel plated hardware and stuff like that. So that's on there. Timing belt, new water pump, intake, exhaust gaskets, oil pumps. You know, everything's new on this thing. Okay, so hopefully we'll get us a lot of life out of this thing. Okay. All right, guys. Still got a lot to go, but here's your update. All right. All right. Cool. All right, guys. So there's your engine. She's all put back together. She get a lot of life out of this one, and hopefully we don't have any more knocks and squeaks or something. So we're getting ready to stick this one and throw it in there and get this thing running again. Okay. Just wanted to catch you up on what we've done so far, so you can take a look at that. Okay. That's going to go well. That's going to work well with this. All right. Cool. All right, guys, there it is. We're getting ready to stick this engine back in, and we'll save that for the next episode. We got a lot of footage here we got to get out today, so I'm just giving you a heads up on it. So there we go. All right, cool.